Book review.
What's going on, everybody? I just got done reading Jane Austen's Pride and Prejudice, and I really liked the book, and I'm kind of just gonna ramble about what I liked and my thoughts on the book. I did have like a more structured notes, but I can't really get to them right now. So sorry if I like go and ramble about a bunch of random things. Also, sorry about Heaven's Light Behind Me. Can't really do much about that. I don't know why it comes out so bright on this iPhone, which I'm recording on. So yeah, about the book. The book is a love story set in England, I think 1700s, 1800s, somewhere around there. They're still using carriages. They're still talking all, you know how they talk. You know, I ain't gotta explain to you. You know how they talk. And yeah, the book is amazing. It's great. It's a must read. It's a must read if you're looking for something to read just in general, and it's a must read if you're looking for a romance book, which is the predicament I was in. I was looking to get into like romance and things like that, but I didn't really know where to look. But for some reason, the name Pride and Prejudice sounded familiar to me. I really don't know where or why I know the name of the book, but I just knew it. So when I saw it, I was like, oh yeah, I heard of that. I'll pick it up. And it was worth, how much was it? It was $9. That is a steal. $9. I think the story itself is like 360 pages long. This is what the pages look like. Great book. Great book. The pacing's great. Okay, so I'll start with like the strong points. The pacing, the setting, and the character development. And obviously the love story itself. So I'll start with the love story. So just a quick rundown if you haven't read the book. The main character is Elizabeth Bennet. That's who we see the book through. And her love interest is Mr. Darcy. He's like a rich, a son to a rich man that passed away in England. So he like inherited a lot of wealth, basically. And it's a, how would I say this? It's a slowly flourishing kind of cold start to a very warmth and cool end type of love. And I think it's done great in the book. So for those who have read the book, my favorite part about the love story was the initial confession of love from Mr. Darcy to Elizabeth. I think at first it was really jarring, if I'm being completely honest. I was like, what is he doing? Like, obviously, if you read the book, you'll notice small details of his affection growing. But to see it like burst out like that was kind of jarring. And it made Elizabeth's rejection a lot more enjoyable. But of course that doesn't last long, right? Because she receives the letter from him explaining everything. And I think that leads me to the other strong point, the character development. She starts off very similar to Mr. Darcy, although she presents herself as very different. There's obviously the difference that she is more courteous than Mr. Darcy, but she really isn't that much different from him besides that. She puts up a good front for people. Mr. Darcy is more of a cold and just a bare minimum civil individual to people he doesn't like or doesn't know. And we see her go through the turmoil of her sister being married off, her, what would the word be? Her friend being married to someone who initially wants to be married to her, although she didn't want it. She goes through lots of things, really. And she really becomes a softened individual at the end. Something somewhat similar to what happens to Mr. Darcy in the end. Mr. Darcy is cold, like I said, very reserved, judgmental, and he kind of is those things even at the end, but he becomes more like Elizabeth, where he is a lot more civil, a lot more enjoyable to be around. He's a lot kinder to people, even if he doesn't really like them. And I'm not doing the book justice, obviously. I'm kind of like speeding through it, but the character development is great. My second point, or third point, I guess it'd be, is the setting. They do a really good job of it. Jane Austen, does a really good job of establishing the setting, right? With the carriages, with the long walks, with the it takes days to get here, well, when it's not really that far. It's just you feel immersed in the world, even from like, okay, well, this might be just because I'm American, right? But we don't have a lot of places like named like Longbourn, like Meryton. We have like really basic names over here. So it's just, I kind of really like that part of the book because I felt like I was transported to some other place, which was great. Also, you do visit a variety of places from, like I said, Longbourn, which is where is the home of the Bennet family, which is a kind of poor, I don't know if you consider them poor, definitely lower middle class at most, family, to Pemberley, which is the home of Mr. Darcy, which is kind of like a giant estate with a giant garden surrounded by a forest with a river, things like that. You do visit a variety of places, but everything seems connected. It seems real, and I think that's one of the strong suits of the book. Now, do I have anything that I would nitpick about the book? Not necessarily. The only things I'd say about the book is things I would want in it, but nothing that the book needs at all. Like, I wish there was a little action. There's not really that much actual action. Alright, but it's a romance book, so it doesn't need to be, like I said. I wish the stakes were a little higher, but again, it's a romance book. The stakes are the feelings that people hold, so it doesn't need it. But that's really the only thing that's... Okay, one thing I would actually say, some of the characters, and if you read the book, I think you know, and it's explicitly said in the book also, Mrs. Bennet is a really overbearing, and it's, when she's in the book, it's really a tough read. Well, not tough read, it's just annoying. You can feel the annoyance, like if you were actually there with her, which I think it's a great thing, because that means that she was really well written. And my British came out right there. Okay, and yeah, I think if you're looking for something to read, or if you read the, oh no, if you're looking for something to read, definitely pick it up. $9. I got it at Barnes and Nobles. Worth the read, 100%. If you're looking for anything, if you're looking for romance, whatever, it's a classic and it's deserving of the classic name. And if you read the book, let me know what you thought, really, because I really like this book. Toward the end, I was glued to it. Whenever there is a part in the book where there's a big gap between when Mr. Darcy is there and isn't, I found myself speeding through that part. I just really wanted to see when he would return and what his reaction would be to Elizabeth. So just, if you read the book, let me know what you think, because I really enjoyed it and I like hearing other people's opinions on it. Thank you.